Hey, it's Amy from Coloring Book of Shadows. Check out this video that I recorded live on Facebook where I color a green glass potion bottle. It was recorded live, so it's a little bit casual and a little bit loose, but it will show you how I did it, and you can also see the pictures on my website. So I hope that's helpful for your own glass potion bottle coloring, and thanks for watching. Hi, and welcome to another edition of me coloring live while I watch cartoons. Yay! Today I'm gonna watch Coraline, and I colored this green glass potion bottle from the planner for a Magical 2018 the other day, and I just loved how it turned out. So I wanted to color it again and show you how I did it. So this is the whole thing. I colored it in the spiral book, the 3 elements on the page. And today I'm just going to do this potion bottle to show you what I did. So I printed it out from the digital set. It's a little bit bigger, so it'll be easier to show you. But it's the exact same design. So that should be super fun. Okay, so let's get coloring. So with the garnet, I think what's most, it's maybe not as hard as it looks, but you gotta leave some lighter highlights. And I didn't leave as many as I had wanted in this other one, so I'm gonna try to leave a couple more. And I do that usually by picking out the ones that I want to highlight. So I think this one looks really good highlighted. So I'm just gonna color it like super, super lightly. This is the Carmine red. Yay! Oops, that's too heavy even. I'm gonna try to color it as lightly as I can. There we go. Get warmed up in the lighter, with the lighter touch. I'm usually like pretty heavy-handed, so I really have to work at it to get lighter. So I did this one too dark last time, or to my taste. I think this one should have been highlighted, so I'm gonna make sure to leave that one. And then this one. So I'm going to block out the ones that I want to be highlighted. And then at the top here. I think that one. Maybe this one. Cool. So I think those are going to be like my main highlights. Maybe like a little bit of this one. So then I will put the darker ones in a little bit. So let's see. I think I'm going to switch already to the darker red, which is Crimson Lake. That always sounds really goth to me, Crimson Lake. When I was a little kid, I always thought the Crimson Lake pencil was really cool. I don't know what it actually means in art terms, but maybe we'll find out. Maybe that's something I need to look up. I probably should. Anyway, we'll use the Crimson Lake. So I'm just going to start darkening some of the darker ones, especially around the edges. So maybe I'll just start with that. So have you guys read the book Coraline? I have. I like the book and the movie. I've watched the movie maybe about 100 times. It's one of my favorites. But anytime I'm drawing, almost anytime I'm drawing, I usually watch cartoons or something that's like a cartoon, because that's my jam. So like even if I'm not watching it, I have things on in the background like that. Let's see, am I missing a red? Did I mess this up? Crimson! Yes, I did. Okay, hold on. I gotta grab my crimson pencil. There it is. Okay. Gotta have crimson red for the garnet. Okay, so that's good though. So now I have some more highlight or shadowy low lights in the bottom. And I will sharpen up the crimson. And then get some of these medium ones in there. And there are like some really involved and amazing ways to color gems that are like more precise, and you can get some incredible looks that look super, super real. This is gonna look cool, but it's a little more casual. If you go online, of course you're gonna go online. If you go like on YouTube and look up like coloring gems, there's some amazing tutorials. So I recommend checking them out if you want something more than just a little basic. This is going to be pretty ad-libbed and basic, but it's still going to look cool. Awesome. So you can see this crimson red is like the really bright, awesome red. And that one's like half highlighted. It looked good. I'm going to roll with it. It looked good in the original when I did. So I'm going to roll with it. Yeah, I think there's like technical places to actually put the highlights, like where the light is landing on actual gems. Like you can actually get super precise with it, but this is not that technical. It's just going to look cool, and there will still be some highlights. I also got this. I don't know if I'm going to use it in this video. Maybe I will just for fun and see if I can pull it off. But I got one of these white gel pens to add highlights and such, which is new. I've been meaning to buy one of these, and I haven't done it yet. Well, I did, but I hadn't until this week. Oh, hi, T. Marie. You were getting Prismacolors? Yes, that's awesome. They're so great. I think they're a great pencil. For the price, too, I think they're pretty reasonable. You can get a decent set for like 40 bucks. Or less if you are cool with less colors, which is, I'm down with less colors. I think that's always a good option to start. Okay, so back to coloring. So I'm trying to keep these ones, it's the crimson red still, but I'm trying to make them like a little bit lighter than some of the darkest ones that I have down here. And then that's the dark side over here. So I'm going to use the darker pencil, whatever that was. Crimson Lake. Cool. See, it looks all garnety already. Ka-cha! So that's looking pretty cool. Not quite there yet, but I think getting there. I want to leave a highlight there, but like it just looks like too much, so I'm going to do like that. Okay, so that's a highlight up there still, but I darkened the edge a little bit, and I think I'm going to do the same with this because that looks funky there to me. Boop, boop, boop. Cool, that looks pretty good. It's getting there, I think. So that's the original that I did. I made it darker, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm going to add some more like intensity to it. Can you still see? Yes, you can. Because it's a garnet, and garnets are like super strong red, super saturated. Let's see, I'm going to color the top of this like. So let's see. And I need to turn this down a little bit. Cool. All right, so I'm doing the top of this. Just that highlight was like a little strong, so I'm trying to blend it in, but still leave it like a little bit of a highlight. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, and then let's see. I think that's looking pretty good. I'm digging it. Maybe make these a little more red, but fade the inside. That's kind of a cool look. It's pretty cool. Okay, I think I'm liking that. Maybe this needs to be a little darker though down here. It does. That's what's missing. Cool. So I really do kind of, I don't know, you can get as technical as you want, but I like to just kind of see what happens a little bit. I do plan a little bit, but not much. This green bottle, I looked at a picture of a green bottle to help, and I'm really stoked with how it came out. You could do it with any color. I don't know why green glass looks so magical. Why? Why is that? Have you noticed? Okay, cool. So I think I'm just going to do, like with this darker Crimson Lake, I'm going to go in and put just this darkest corners and shadows. To kind of give a little bit more texture to it. So that should be awesome. I had a highlight there, but I'm taking it out. Ha! Now it's dark. Looks better. Cool. And then this, like, sometimes just stopping and looking at it from a little bit of a distance, like the whole thing is good, because it's when you get too close to it, it gets confusing. Well, hello, Heather. Oh, thank you so much. Cool. So I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to keep it basic today and not go too crazy. Just show you like some basics on how to do it and keep it fun. And if you've already colored this, if you have the planner and you've already colored this page, you could use it for a different bottle because there's tons of them in my books. Okay, so now onto the green glass. So I pretty much just used dark green. I think I used a little bit. Yes, I used a little bit of olive green. So I'm going to refresh if you're new onto the thing. I colored this and I'm kind of showing you how I did it. So I used mostly dark green, but there's a little bit of olive green that you can see down here. And I think that's it. I have a grass green pencil here, but I don't think I used it. Unless I did it for like some of these little stars or something. So anyway, you can pretty much get this look with just one pencil, a dark green one. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, dark green. Let's see, where is my sharpener? Here it is. Okay. So like, if you look at a glass bottle, it's mostly around the edges that... Oh, that's olive. Something looks not quite right about that. Okay, this is the dark green. They look kind of similar on the outside. So when you look at a bottle, like the edges are the darkest. And then if it's round like that, I'm going to make the highlight like right there to kind of match like the top. A little bit on the left, on the top to match the garnet. So like the light is coming from over here and then it shines down like that. So the edges are the darkest green. So with the one called dark green, I'm going to go ahead and just get the darkest parts in there. Put down my pencil sharpener. And then the bottom has like a bunch of shadow too, because it just does. And because there's items like in the bottle that are shadowing it. So I think like around the bottom. And the sides, and then I think the top of the water or whatever. The potion. It's not water, it's potion. Magic potion. Can you guys still see? Yes, you can. Okay. So I just put in the darkest, like all around the edge, just kind of simply making it dark. And then around the top, this was the part that I really like looked at an example when I did the first one, because the tops of bottles have like weird shadows and highlights and stuff. So I just kind of did a shadow, but not quite on the edge. Like you leave a little bit of that glowing edge at the very top because it's like thicker glass. And then this is the darkest part. Oh, and then, okay, before I do that, I'm going to do the bottom, the stopper, because that's supposed to be red. You can like kind of go over them either way, so it doesn't matter which way you do it. But for the stopper, might as well finish that first. I think that would look better. It's supposed to be done first, so we'll do that. So for the stopper, it's just dark around the edges. Do it real simply. The shadow under there, and I might actually get my Crimson Lake, the darker red, and do a shadow underneath, because that would definitely be shaded. Okay, so that's the darkest. Then I'm going to blend in the middle and make it like a little lighter, so it's like a, because that would be like a cylindrical thing, right? So it's going to go to the highlight in the middle, or maybe a little bit to the left because the light's coming from this direction. So the highlight will be like right there. That looks cool. A little bit of that. See how it's like a, looks like a natural highlight because it matches the top. It's on the left side, kind of. Cool. So just blend it in so it doesn't have a line. Try to, without getting rid of the highlight anyway. Cool. I think that looks awesome for the stopper. And then I will continue on with my dark green. Make sure it's dark green. And I will continue on with the green. Okay, so also the top edge. And then that's where you can like go over. You can overlap the pencils, which is super cool. And then a shadow underneath the stopper. I'm still just doing the darkest parts. of the bottle. Cool. And then I will just sort of start blending that into lighter. So like I kind of just went max pressure. I mean, I could have pressed harder, but I pressed hard enough so you have like max coverage of the pencil, not till you break the tip or anything, but max pressure, and then blend it outwards or inwards or wherever, whichever way you're going. So now I'll blend this in. So try to use a lighter touch. And then that's really hard to do. I think it's harder. For me, it's harder to press lightly than it is to press harder. So I'm working on it. But that's how you get that really cool translucent glow. Like, look at that. It looks like super translucent. I'm going to go for a little bit darker coverage. But it looks super cool like that. I think. Try not to leave lines in it. Try to go in circles, but I don't know. It's not as natural for me to just color in circles. So blend it out a little bit, but still try to keep it, what I'm doing now, lighter than those dark parts I put in. Then you can always like darken the corners and stuff. Like darken around, I think darken around that would look good. So I'll do that. Cool. So I think that looks pretty awesome. That looks like the top of a green bottle to me. Haha. Oh, thanks, T. Marie. Cool. So now I will do... Last time I did the rosemary afterwards, which I think I will do the same thing. Maybe I'll do the crystal first though, because I didn't when I did this original one, I don't know, I didn't put much effort into the crystal. So now that I have a live audience, I'm gonna put a little more effort into it. Oh, sorry if you're having issues, Brittany. It could be on my side. Sometimes my internet's real wonky. I live in the mountains, so we don't always have the greatest service. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of silver to this crystal. It's like a clear quartz in my mind. However, you could make it whatever you want. So make sure to do whatever you want when you color yours. But I'm just gonna add a little bit. Maybe it's a smoky quartz. I don't know. I think it's a clear quartz, but it has a little bit of something to it. It's not 100% clear. It's kind of, there's these edges to it where it's darker. Cool. So just a little bit there, and then that'll show up under the green. Super simply, just with one pencil. And make it just so it stands out a little bit more in the potion. And then I think the bottom needs to just be darker, and then we can call that good. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay, I'm going to call that good. Okay, that looks great. Actually, that looks better than the first one I did, so I always like that. Oops. What fell? Oh, my mouse. See, it looks better. Okay, onwards. The rest of the green glass in this pencil that's dark green. So I've done the darkest part, and then I'm going to very lightly start filling the rest in, and I'll probably darken more of it, like right here. I'm going to darken it already. I'll probably darken more of it, but for now I'm just going to start. And then usually with these objects, like it helps to just, like anything in there, it helps to go around them. I'm thinking, do I want to color them in and then color over it? Maybe I'll do that. So I'm going to color, I'll just do it super simply. The rosemary, I'm using an olive green. Not to prolong the exciting part of coloring the green glass, but I want to color over this with the glass so it looks like it's inside the potion, because it is. Haha. It's a magical rosemary potion. It's a potion to revitalize your mind. Sounds good to me. Okay. Just do this super quick. Nice green rosemary. Not going to do any shading or anything with it. It's a little tiny for that anyway, but I'm just going to color it olive green. Awesome. That looks good already. And then the stars, I'm just going to do various other bright greens just to keep within the green. You could do them obviously any color you want. But I have been studying a little bit of watercolor and color theory, and I'm trying to like learn the real stuff. I know some of it, but just trying to like get better at some of those things. And colors opposite on the color wheel, like red and green. That was sort of my inspiration for this piece. And I learned that if you have a super bright red like the garnet and you want to use a contrasting color, then you should keep that contrasting color more muted. So that's why the piece has like a more muted green, even though some of it is kind of at full saturation. It's a darker color and a lot of it is not as saturated. So that's why it's red and green. It's still a little garish, but not too much. That's why it's kind of a more tolerable red and green palette, I think. So that's what I was, that was my reasoning as I did this one. Okay, so back to the dark green pencil. Now that I have all my items colored in, isn't that cute? I have all my items colored in, and so I'm going to go back to the dark green, and I'm going as lightly as I can around these objects to just give a base. Proper coloring technique is circles, I think. That's what like the pros will tell you. But like, I don't know. I like to go up and down for some reason, and then maybe back and forth. Do as you will. But color in circles if you want to be proper, I think. I don't know. Maybe I should try harder to color in circles. But I usually just do like this. And then I go the other way to blend it out a little bit. All right, so that's my... this is my highlighty area, so I'm going to go extra careful after I've already colored it in. I'm going to be extra careful not to go too dark with it. But I want a little bit of color in that area anyway. And then that's my highlight, and then that's like the super highlight. Whatever that is. It's not called the super highlight, I just made that up. That is the actual highlight, and then this is another part of the highlight. It's hard for me to be too serious if you haven't noticed. I'm going to do the top of the water. Potion. Top of the potion. Just to get that in. So if you look at like a bottle of potion from the side, you'll notice, I mean, it depends on what color potion you have. But this one looks almost clear to me, so just the top is going to have like that low light to it, and then the rest of it is sort of going to just go maybe a tiny bit darker at the bottom, but sort of just go with the potion, with the color of the bottle, because it's a clear potion. So I'm going to go over these shapes eventually to like blend them in there, but for now I'm just going to go around them super carefully. Dope. I twisted my colored pencil and it just started coloring harder on its own. Okay, cool. The glow of the highlight. Okay, I like that. That's good. Because it is, yeah, that's a good name for it. All right. So I noticed on some of these glass bottles that like this is the dark part and then there's like dark stripy parts. I don't know exactly why. Maybe it's from the stopper, but it's like an extra shadow in here and the stem of the bottle. That actually looks like I know what I'm doing. Yay. Cool. That's looking great. Let me sharpen this thing before it makes another flat spot. Cool. That's looking good. So I'm just going to make sure to leave a little bit of a highlight there. Not go too much, but just color it in a little bit. And then definitely work in the sides here because those need to be blended in. Are you guys waiting for me to color the bottom in? I know sometimes I leave spots annoyingly uncolored. Not on purpose, I'm a little bit of a space cadet. Which is cool. Proud space cadet. Cool. Okay, let's see. So we'll color this in. And that's looking pretty cool. It's totally potion-y. Okay, so now I'm gonna just go over super lightly so I don't mess it up. Is that even doing anything? It is doing something, it's just taking its time, which is good. Oh, it's hard. I'm having trouble talking at the same time. It's hard to do. Coloring is hard. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Actually, that's not true. It's easy too, but sometimes you just have to concentrate, damn it. It's actually easier than it looks, especially if you go light, because then you can layer the pencil and you won't mess up because you can just keep going. That's why I like start with a darker pencil, but don't go all the way. See, like now I can really like darken that corner. So don't start too heavy. That's usually just the best rule of thumb. And then you can layer it in. And this definitely needs to be darker now. I color the other side of the potion darker. And this would be shaded. Okay. So I think the potion part's looking pretty cool. Let's see. Maybe a little bit like that. Ta-da! That looks awesome. Okay, so I think I just need to darken up this side a little bit. Now I'm just going up like the stars and stuff. Is there something underneath there? The stars and stuff. I should be doing like a... This is a round bottle, so I should be doing like a round sort of stroke. That actually helps a lot to make it look like glass. Oh, that looks cool. Yay. And this is my second time coloring this page, so it might... That's awesome if I improved. Haha. Sorry for the shadows. I think I usually do this a little earlier in the day. That is looking pretty cool. Still a bit of a lot of a highlight on that side, but I'm kind of liking it. I'm just gonna do a little bit. A tiny bit to darken it around the edge. Because it's supposed to be a highlight on the front side of the bottle. Okay. I'm going to darken it. Had to think about that real good there for a minute. Important decisions must be made at this point. Okay, that's good though. Looks good. And I want the bottom of this highlight to be kind of, okay, there we go. That's what I wanted. That's kind of cool. Maybe not what I wanted, but pretty close, pretty close. And then this highlight, I'm like barely going to color it, but just a little bit. That actually looks really good. I think it just needs to be a little darker up here. And make sure the red stopper looks like it's really in the glass bottle, which I think it does. I'm actually really liking this. Maybe a little more shadow over here. I think I might have left more white. I'm trying to figure out what I did different. I think it has a brighter look to it, which is pretty cool. Maybe I'll do a little more over here. Like I think I did the crystal. The crystal's a lot brighter actually, so that might be the biggest thing I'm seeing. But I think this second one I did is like more luminous. Not like it matters. I'm just looking for my own. Trying to figure out what I'm doing. But I like the way this looks. It looks like there's a lot of light on the glass, and I think that's pretty awesome. Aw, thanks, Dixie. Hello. Let's see. So I might call that good, or I might just work on this a little bit more. Because it's a little sketchy in there. And this would be the darker side. Because the highlight's on the other side, so I'm going to fill it in. Fill that in just a little. Cool. I think I like it. I don't know if I'm going to do much more. What do you think? I think it's good. I mean, yeah, I could probably play with it longer, but Do I want to make the garnet more red? No, it looks pretty red. I think it was just the lighting. Yay! Cool. Well, that was fun. I hope you found it to be helpful and useful. If you color something like this, post it because I want to see. I absolutely love to see what you color. Everyone does like something different and unique, and it really shines through. So don't be afraid to share it. If you see what I post, I think you'll see that everyone finds like a little bit of creative magic when they give it a shot. So let's see, maybe just a little more green in here. But that's awesome. I'm pretty happy with this. Cool. Yay. Well, that turned out awesome. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a super magical day. Okay. Bye.